Good day, everybody. I'm here on the coast of Maine, going to be digging some bloodworms. Want to bring you along for the journey, show you what it looks like getting these worms and the process I go through to find them. Let's check it out and see if we can get some. So, this right here is kind of the area I'll be digging in. Kind of use this tool right here to dig along, turn this mud over, holeful after holeful, and then I kind of look through the mud to try to find the worms. Bloodworms is what I'm harvesting today. This right here is actually a different type of worm that I just found. This right here is what we call a sandworm. These here are also harvested here in Maine. These here actually have two fangs and bite, but I'm after the bloodworm today. That's what I'm focusing on, is to find bloodworms. See if we can find one here. So it's basically just turning this mud over and over again, and like I said, you see other worms here, and these ones here right now that I'm seeing are actually sandworms. I'm looking for the bloodworm. See if we can find one. Show you what they look like. They're one of nature's best fishing baits. I personally use the bloodworm for striped bass fishing myself. There's bloodworm right there. That is what we're after right there. That's the worm. See that head right there that just came out? That head right there actually has 4 fangs inside it. They can actually bite you, and they also have a venom gland, so I tell people to handle them carefully. Some people do have an allergic reaction to their bite, but that is the bloodworm right there, and that's the head on it. That's where they actually have 4 fangs inside that head. See it closing up right there and pulling it back in? That's what we're after today. Like I said, I use these for striped bass fishing myself. People use them for flounder, they use them for fluke, use them for whiting and sheep's head. Another one right here. Here we go. Another bloodworm right there, guys. Check that out. Get that cleaned off a little bit. That's another bloodworm right there. This is a process I go through to harvest them. It's just over and over again, hitting the mud, turning it over, and trying to find these worms in these mud flats here. See if we can find us another one. They're not in every holeful, as you can see, and it's basically a process of just continuing to turn the mud over and see if you can find one. You can see there's some other diggings here. This particular area where I've turned some mud over and been harvesting here, so it's definitely something that takes some time to actually get a few. But if you get lucky, you hit the right little spot, you can find a few. Let's see if we can find us another one. But these are used, a lot of these are used for many types of fish around the world. There's another bloodworm right there. And look at that head come out on it. That's what you got to be careful for. That's what can bite you. Let's see if we can find us another one. Come on. See if we can find us another one for you guys. There's another one right there. And it's right next to a sandworm. So there's your bloodworm right there. And here's a sandworm right here. So they can be found at times in the same area. But that's your bloodworm. Head just came out on that one right there. And that is your sandworm right there. So you can see the difference. That being the sandworm. And this one here being the bloodworm with the head coming out. Now, like I said, the sandworm actually has 2 fangs and bite also. So you need to be careful of those biting you. But the bloodworm actually has the 4 fangs, and they also have the venom gland. But it is pretty cool to watch these worms right here and how they act. They actually will burrow into the mud with that head that they have, and they'll actually pull their body behind them. See, he's shooting the head out. Just shot the head out right there. It's called a proboscis, and he's actually going to pull the body behind it and try to make a tunnel. See how you can see the actual mud pulsating right there as he's digging his way, and see how he's pulling the body in? You can see the body actually going in the mud right there, which is so cool. But that's how they'll burrow into the mud flats, and how they'll make tunnels in the mud. And you can see the tunnels right here. You can see the different tunnels in the mud here that they make. But yeah, that's how they do it. They'll use that proboscis, and see how they're pulling it. He's pulling the body behind him. That is so cool. And the sandworms will do the same thing. See that sandworm that I just had out right here? He's actually burrowing into the mud and pulling himself back in too. So these actually make tunnels in the mud flats. And they're both excellent fishing bait. I use the bloodworm and the sandworm right there both for striped bass fishing. But pretty cool. just wanted to share this with you. I'm glad you guys got to see it. But this is the process I go through to harvest these bloodworms, is turning it over and just searching these mud flats here in the state of Maine, in these tidal mud flats, and hopefully I can find some more of these today and add to the few I got in my bucket. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and if you like this, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. I'd appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great day. This right here is how I actually wash the bloodworms up after I'm done harvesting them. I'll actually get some salt water. The salt water right here. I'll get this salt water and I will rinse the worms off into another bucket and try to get the mud that's in these from harvesting. I'll try to get that out. And I'll wash the worms usually a couple times to try to get that all out. And, you know, just to clean them up. Basically get that mud out. And that way they'll be a little more cleaner when I go to take care of them.